Hi all, so today I am going to do my watercolor of the feelings that came out for me in my feelings journal. I pulled my journal out so I could tell you guys the themes from the journal entry I'm gonna paint about tonight. So the themes that I jotted down from this particular journal entry were frustrated, tired, bored, sadness, happiness, loneliness, and distant. And I have my watercolor paper, my watercolor here, and I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'm excited. I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna do, so we'll see. So I realized I should probably talk about the kind of techniques that I'm using. And for this watercolor piece, I'm gonna do a couple different layers on. I might end up using some colored pencil and pastel on top as well. It kind of depends on how it ends up looking. But for this first layer, I've been doing a lot with, this is like the cool thing about watercolor is how the color plays in the water. So I'll do something as I'm talking. So a lot of what I've been doing so far is just, I put the water down first, and wherever you put the water, the paint will go. Where the paper is dry, the paint will not go unless you intentionally spread it with your brush. But by putting down this layer of water, that means once I put color down, the color's gonna kind of run freely through the water that I have, this kind of like water shape that I've laid out. So I'm gonna start with this kind of like navy color that I mixed. And obviously, like, this is a technique that you don't have like a super amount of control over, right? So like there's plenty of control in the sense that it's not gonna leave the outline of the water that you put down before, but I can't control how the color moves through the water. I mean, I can a little bit to like less water, less kind of spread of color, more water, the more it'll kind of go crazy. Also, you can play with how much water you're putting on your brush when you're getting the color out of your palette, because that'll have an effect too. Also on how saturated your color is. So like that blue there is pretty saturated. I didn't water it down much at all. And then I'm gonna go up into a turquoise. Oh, that's light blue. That's okay though, I like that. And then I'm gonna go up to a turquoisey color from here. And you can kind of like extend and change your lines as you're using your brush to put in the color. And finish with this bright green. So there's that, and then it'll kind of continue to change until all of this water is dry. And because I put so much water down, it'll take a little while to dry up. So if you're liking what it's doing, like I said before, you don't have too much control, but you don't want to like shuffle your paper around if there's a bunch of water on there that needs to dry. Other than that, I've just been kind of drawing shapes, and then I'll a lot of times with watercolor I will do like a harder outline. Of color, and then I'll let that dry for a second. And then it's not quite dry up here, but down here it's pretty dry. And then I'll just come in with just water and kind of move that color out. Like that. And you could color the whole shape in if you wanted to. I will actually with this. Okay guys, I finished my Feelings watercolor. I added some colored pencil at the end. I had a lot of fun doing this. I had absolutely no plan. I think when you're trying to make a piece like this that's centered around emotion, it's good not to have a plan. It's kind of interesting to see as you are making the art what kind of things come out on the page. So yeah, this is Feelings Journal Art number 2.